the twinkling lights, the silent night, and the metal pipes tell the story of mankind's race to catch up with the truth. Isn't that how human history was written? A fact emerged. Science moved in to understand the finding, and then civilization took its time to come to terms with the new invention and its implications. Plastic began as a wonder substance. The story that goes that in 1869 billiards was getting popular, and this put a strain on the supply of natural ivory that was used to make the balls. To check the slaughter of wild elephants, a New York firm offered $10,000 to anyone who could provide a substitute for ivory. John Wesley Hyatt was inspired enough to treat cellulose derived from cotton fiber with camphor and discovered a plastic that could be crafted into a variety of shapes and made to imitate natural substances like tortoise shell, horn, linen, and ivory. In time, the excessive use began to choke life in all its form, marine and human. Here was our new truth. Science began to wake up to it as the menace spread, and it became clear that the solution would have to involve commerce and society.
When we started working actively on alternate fuels and solutions to problems involving the use of waste materials as fuel sources, what I realized was that we can't do this if, first of all, we don't involve society, and secondly, if we don't understand the commerce in which every participant in the value chain will make some money or is otherwise incentivized to participate.
Today, the entire world is at war with plastic. There are several reasons for alarm. An estimated 15 million tons of plastic ends up in oceans every year. As per the Central Pollution Control Board, India generates 25,940 tons of plastic waste every day. The figure does not include uncollected plastic that ends up in a natural environment, choking animals and marine life. The single-use plastic in use today are made of polyethylene terephthalate, or PET for short, and are nearly indestructible. It is nearly impossible to decompose PET plastics because most bacteria cannot break them down. UV light from the sun can break plastic down, but it takes more than 50 years. Currently, plastic items with thickness below 50 microns are banned. There is a proposal to fix a minimum thickness of 125 microns for polyethylene bags and other products of convenience packaging. A report conducted by the Indian Institute of Technology titled "This Report is an Alarm for All of Us," prepared by the professors of the Civil Engineering Department, that if humans continue to produce plastic at the current rate and dump them in the water bodies by 2050, more plastic will be seen floating in the sea than the fishes.
Plastic menace is really big. Recently, one of our scientists was in Delhi looking at the municipal dumps. And there's 15 lakh tons, 1.5 million tons of plastic accumulated there over the years.
Little wonder that the government of India has resolved to free the country of single-use plastic in the coming years. There have been appeals issued to discourage the use, storage and manufacture of single-use plastic products such as polythene bags and styrofoam. Likewise, e-commerce firms that account for almost 40% of India's annual plastic usage are being advised to lower their plastic consumption. The Parliament House has stopped using packaged drinking water bottles and other disposable plastic items on its premises.
आज के समय में
In today's time, every citizen of India is troubled by plastic pollution, and I am happy that the government of India has taken solid steps for India to make pollution free, and every citizen is happy with this step and connecting with it.
There are important questions to ask. How did plastic become such a crisis? What is the substance exactly? Where did it come from? The word plastic originally meant pliable and easily shaped. With time, it became a name for a category of materials called polymers. Polymer means of many parts, and polymers are made of long chains of molecules. Nature is full of polymers, and the most common natural polymer is cellulose, the material that makes up the cell walls of plants. The problem started when humans learned how to make synthetic polymers over the last century and a half. The plentiful carbon atoms provided by petroleum and other fossil fuels were used to make long chains of atoms arranged in repeating units, often much longer than those found in nature. It was the length of these chains and the patterns in which they were arrayed that made polymers strong, lightweight, and flexible. In other words, it's what made them so plastic. At that time, humans were happy to discover new types of plastic. There were two main categories based on the composition. The thermoset or thermosetting plastics are those that once cooled and hardened retain their shapes and cannot return to their original form. Their hardness and durability makes it ideal for use in auto parts, aircraft parts, and tires. In contrast, thermoplastics are less rigid and can soften upon heating and return to their original form. They are easily molded and extruded into films, fibers, and packaging. Then there are the varieties of plastic in terms of size that has direct bearing on their role in plastic pollution. Macroplastic is the clearly visible plastic that can be caught, and it usually does not have a direct impact on the food chain. The much smaller particles of different origins, sizes, and chemical composition are the microplastics. They are 1 to 5 mm in size and float in our oceans like a soup. These pose a clear danger because they can find their way directly or spontaneously into the food chain due to their size. But the most challenging form is the nanoplastic, that typically is smaller than the few micrometers and are formed as larger plastics break down over time into smaller fragments. However, despite their small size, they have an enormous surface area and can bind an even bigger amount of toxic compounds than microplastic. Their small size makes it possible for them to spontaneously overcome natural biological barriers such as cell membranes by a process called endocytosis. One of the most documented issues has been their presence in the gastrointestinal tract (GIT) of various fish and marine animals.
India Science is an internet-based science TV channel initiated by the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, implemented and managed by Vigyan Prasar. India Science on the URL www.indiascience.in is a bilingual channel with content in Hindi and English. It can be accessed on any internet-enabled device. This video platform is dedicated to science and technology knowledge dissemination with a strong commitment to spreading scientific awareness, especially with Indian perspectives, ethos and cultural context. The India Science mobile app can be downloaded from the Google Play Store and Apple Store.
There are 3 ways plastics are added to the global warming. In this year alone, researchers estimate that the production and incineration of plastic will pump more than 850 million tons of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. By 2050, those emissions could rise to 2.8 billion tons. In our oceans, which provide the largest natural carbon sink for greenhouse gases, plastic chokes and smothers a host of marine animals and habitats and can take hundreds of years to break down. What is worse is that sunlight and heat cause the plastic to release powerful greenhouse gases, leading to an alarming feedback loop. As per a research report entitled Plastic and Health, The Hidden Costs of a Plastic Planet, February 2019, from the Center for International Environmental Law, plastic proliferation threatens our planet and the climate at a global scale. The good news is that there are hundreds of alternatives to single-use plastics that are ready now or in the pipeline. For example, plant-based plastics or bioplastics that are made from a variety of sources such as corn, which is broken down into PLA or polylactic acid. Bagasse is a byproduct of sugarcane processing. Due to its malleability and stickiness, it can be easily molded into packaging suitable for food delivery and food service. With the mushroom root, packaging is literally grown. Shower-friendly paper is used in the packaging of an eco-beauty range. The outer card is recycled, recyclable, compostable, glue-free and water-resistant. The inner liner is made with recyclable plastic and uses 60% less material than regular plastic bottles. Stone paper can be used as a paper or plastic alternative, being printable, recyclable, waterproof. Milk plastic combines the protein with clay and a reactive molecule glyceraldehyde, which makes the plastic much stronger but still biodegradable. Corn starch and sorghum loose fill can be used the same way as regular polystyrene loose fill. Wood pulp cellophane, a sustainable younger brother of cellophane. This is made from FSC certified wood pulp and certified biodegradable. The versatility of bamboo as a raw material makes it another sustainable alternative to plastic, right from products ranging from files, bamboo holders to straws. Bamboo-based organizations work with the belief that whatever can be made of plastic can be produced from bamboo. Bamboo products are made from the protective outer layer of the bamboo's culm that grows in young plants and is called the sheath. At a certain maturity point, the sheath falls off the plant and is collected, cleaned. The sheath is next laminated into the necessary thickness, pressed and bonded into the required shape. There are no chemicals or toxins used. The bamboo tableware usually lasts about 2 years before water finds its ways into the bamboo structure, forming spots and discoloration.
Replacing plastic with bamboo has added advantages. It is eco-friendly, it gives more oxygen and absorbs carbon dioxide. It is helping in benefiting rural livelihoods. It increases the soil fertility and checks the soil erosion.
Sibat, an NGO, has an in-house expertise in the development of all product segments: craft, furniture, school desks, home and office furniture, flooring, panel, construction structures, boats, among others. The National Bamboo Mission aims to supplement farm income of farmers with focus on the development of complete value chain of bamboo sector, linking growers with industry. The mission envisages promoting holistic growth of bamboo sector by adopting area-based, regionally differentiated strategy and to increase the area under bamboo cultivation and marketing. Under the mission, steps have been taken to increase the availability of quality planting material by supporting the setting up of new nurseries and strengthening of existing ones. To address forward integration, the mission is taking steps to strengthen marketing of bamboo products, especially those of handicraft items. India generates 25,940 tons of plastic waste daily. That's the weight of about 9,000 Asian elephants. Since the year 1950, 8.3 to 9 billion metric tons of plastic has been produced globally, equivalent to more than 4 Mount Everests of waste. The white and clear plastics are more familiar in composition to virgin plastic, which is not only food safe but also easier to recycle than darker colored plastics. There is the danger of chemicals and colorants leaching into the products stored in the plastic. It can happen that some of the compounds and colorants begin to break down the chemistry of the polymer and weaken its original properties. Industry experts expect that by 2050, we will be producing 3 times as much plastic as we do today. But what after all is about plastic that makes it so harmful? Believe it or not, this material takes up to 500 years to decompose. Most synthetic plastics cannot be easily degraded by live microorganisms or through chemical processes. Several government agencies are engaged with providing alternative to plastic. IIT Guwahati's Center of Excellence Sustainable Polymer COE SUSPOL has developed biodegradable plastic with homegrown technology and funds from the Union Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers. The Defence Food Research Laboratory DFRL, set up in Mysuru under the Defence Research and Development Organization DRDO, has developed cutlery that can be consumed after use. Edible bowls, spoons and forks are designed to replace plastic and steel cutlery as an environment-friendly option for the Indian Armed Forces. The material used to make the cutlery has negligible amount of calories. They have also tried to make the cutlery as light as possible to reduce the burden on soldiers who will be the end users.
India Science is an internet-based science TV channel initiated by the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, implemented and managed by Vigyan Prasar. India Science on the URL www.indiascience.in is a bilingual channel with content in Hindi and English. It can be accessed on any internet-enabled device. This video platform is dedicated to science and technology knowledge dissemination with a strong commitment to spreading scientific awareness, especially with Indian perspectives, ethos and cultural context. The India Science mobile app can be downloaded from the Google Play Store and Apple Store.
A research group in IIT Delhi has developed a process for efficiently producing high-quality liquid fuel using a designed reactor setup for the Thermo catalytic cracking of post-consumer plastic waste. The research team led by Professor K.K. Pant, Department of Chemical Engineering, and Professor S.N. Nayak, Center for Rural Development and Technology, are working on a pilot-scale setup for the 100% conversion of plastic waste into fuel-range hydrocarbons for the replacement of commercial petroleum compounds. The Payment Materials and Construction Technologies Group at the Central Road Research Institute is involved in the design and development of prefabricated plastic slabs and panels made from waste plastic for road construction. CSIR, Indian Institute of Petroleum, in collaboration with GAIL India Limited, had started the laboratory-scale research work on valorization of waste plastics in 2006. The work involved screening and development of catalysts and process for converting waste plastics from different sources into value-added products.
This is a pilot plant for 1 ton per day, pilot plant for conversion of waste plastic to diesels. For development of this technology, we have started the work 2008 in lab scale. The capacity in the lab scale was around 300 gram, and after that we have developed a bench scale unit. The capacity was around 3 kg to 5 kg, and then from this was the batch mode operation, and after that we have modified it into continuous one, that is a 10 kg per day capacity.
CSIR IIP has been successful in developing a novel process by which polyolefinic waste plastics like polyethylene and polypropylene can be converted exclusively into any of the products, namely gasoline or diesel, or aromatics, along with simultaneous production of liquefied petroleum gas, LPG.
So at IIP, we have been working along with GAIL India Limited to develop a process by which we can use these plastics. So we have developed a process which is basically a thermo-catalytic conversion. Plastics are polymers which are very large weight molecules. The process breaks the molecules into smaller particles, and then we have a catalyst that changes the composition to get the molecules which can be transformed into either gasoline or diesel or aromatics. So typically for 1 kg of plastics, we can get about 700 milliliter of gasoline, or alternatively we can get about 800 milliliter of diesel, and the third product that is possible is 400 to 500 milliliter of aromatics, which are raw materials for petrochemicals. Now these gasoline, diesel can be used for automotive applications also.
The process comprises of pyrolysis followed by catalytic conversion and subsequent condensation and fractionation to get the desired liquid hydrocarbons. Pyrolysis is the thermal decomposition of materials at elevated temperatures in an inert atmosphere. It involves a change of chemical composition. The uncondensed gases comprise mainly C1, C5 gases along with hydrogen. The process has the potential to solve the problem of waste plastics disposal in an economical and environmental friendly way. It can augment the supply of fuel and chemicals. The plant based on this process can be set up at various capacities ranging from 1 TPD to larger scale.
We have provided services. We have done the distillation. Whatever the pyrolysis oil is they are producing, we are doing the distillation following the HTM standards like 2892 and 5236. And then what is the quality of the product, and what are the amount of the fuels which is produced by that process. We are ensuring that, and we are quantifying them, and also the quality parameters we are testing as per the diesel specifications. Suppose we are producing gasoline, then we are following the gasoline standards. So that is the main actually support which we are providing to this ambitious project of IIP.
The process, after being developed at the laboratory scale, has been successfully revalidated at the continuous bench scale unit 8 to 10 kg per day, and 1 ton per day demo plant has been set up along with GAIL India Limited at Dehradun. The plant has been commissioned on 27th August 2019, and technology is expected to be ready for commercialization by the end of 2020. The IIP sensitization and awareness program running for waste segregation on the campus includes construction of manual composting pits. As part of the Eco Campus Drive, a zero waste initiative has been undertaken.
So we started in a small way in Dehradun. Right now, along with our partners, SDC Foundation, which is an NGO, we are able to collect more than 1,000 kilos a day of waste plastic from Doon city. That's about 5% of the city's daily plastic accumulation. And we are able to convert that into diesel, and the same plant can also convert that into petrol or into other chemicals. So in a small way, we are able to show that a prototype plant is able to remove the waste plastic of a city, and we are constantly encouraging people to reduce, reuse and recycle. On our own campus, we strongly discourage and almost don't have any reusable water bottles. We discourage single-use plastics.
The long-term objective of the initiative is to use the campus waste as a source of energy as valuable feedstock for the generation of fuel that can be utilized for the betterment of the campus life. A sustainable practice has been adopted for waste segregation, wet and dry collection and disposal. The estimated amount of the plastic waste, polythenes generated per day on the campus is 15 to 20 kilograms. Which would be utilized for the production of fuel in an in-house built 1 ton per day capacity plant based on the IIP technology. There are two problems, however. Nanoplastic is a common mass material in the country. Environmentally friendly, recyclable, affordable and sustainable alternatives to plastic that are ready now or work in progress. Some easy alternatives to single-use plastic in our daily lives could be the canvas bags that are durable, lightweight and cost-effective. Eco-friendly bags made of materials like natural starch and vegetable oil derivatives are alternatives to the conventional plastic bags. A denim bag is reliable and durable with double the capacity of a regular plastic bag. Several startups are providing trendy alternatives to plastic bags, some of them upcycling the old plastic bags into new, stylish, fashionable bags. And there are always the plain and simple jute bags. Not only are they stronger, more durable, they can easily degrade biologically in 2 years. What's needed is a plastic that can be recycled repeatedly without degrading the polymer and retaining its most useful properties, strength and stability. It is time to be part of the solution and not part of the plastic pollution. If you are fantastic, then do something drastic to cut the plastic.